Oh, hey guys, welcome back to my channel, welcome to another stream, welcome to another video, welcome back. Oh, and annyeonghaseyo sewa. Yeah. Alright. What are we doing today, guys? Well, as you can see right here, working on the Hyaku-Shiki. I keep struggling with the pronunciation of that. The Master Grade Gundam kit by Bandai. Going to look like this when we're all finished. And yeah, so last time we got the second arm assembled, so we're looking at this. Yes, he's starting to look like a big robot. He's getting there. Okay, and I have a leg assembled. We have one of the legs, and so we're going to build the other one today, and if I got time we'll even do the waist. So, leg unit. We need A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and polycaps. Pretty much all of them, right? That's pretty much it. So, let's flip our page. Oh, they've got the nice bright full color middle like they always have in the instructions of these things. Full color page. Show you all the colors and a bunch of dramatic poses and stuff like that. And yeah. So, So, we've got some sections where we've got to do things 2 times. That would be for the left and the right. So I've already done it once, okay? And then there are a couple of sections where you get this is for the right leg, this is for the left, that kind of thing. So let's get into this. Alrighty. So, we need D. Here's my D. My big D in my hands. Number 11. Case in point, I'm always telling you guys this, a lot of the nub marks on the sprues that are this color, you don't see much of these parts at all. Like, where is this part? Where does it go? What is it? Is it in here? Oh, I'm sure it is somewhere. Don't know though, right? It's hard to see. Well, I know where it is because I assembled it, but that's my point. So, nub mark here, nub mark there, nub mark here. Are you ever going to see them? Probably not. Because the parts on these colored sprues, there's very, very little visible when the kit is complete. Which is nice, because then you don't have to worry about cleaning them up too much. We need polycap number 5. 1, 3, 4, 13, 5. There we go. And you may have noticed, hey, you're using your other nippers on this. Well, just because they happen to be right here. Okay, now, nub marks. Yeah, I do want to clean them up a little bit. I want it flush. I don't want to feel this little nub sticking out when I rub my thumb on there. So you got to make sure it's nice and clean, right? You still want to do that. Got to be proper. Okay, now this guy goes in here, and they want you to make sure it goes in this way, just like that, so it's flush and it's flush. Okay. Then we're going to take D number 12 and 13. And just because I feel like it, I'm going to use these nippers. There's 1 and 2. Dink and doink. Now what I like to do on these, use my trusty old razor glass file. Best tool in my kit, I tell you, for cleaning up nub marks. There's nothing better. Sold by a Korean company called Gun Primer. And yeah, I know there are other glass files on the market. There's even guys on YouTube who compare different glass files from different companies. I really couldn't care less. I bought this one. I saw some reviews. I liked it. I was convinced it's the quality one I want. And yeah, so it's the one I bought. Now I've put this on backwards, so, but it's tight. So I'm going to use this. Use my little separator piece here. Try and get in there. Pull that back out. Because I put it in the wrong way. There. There we go. So we've got that put together. Up there. Okay, so we need D9. That's this big guy right here, I believe. Yep. There's that guy. We need another polycap, PC4. And then we're going to need D1 and 2, so we might as well take these off now. Because we're just going to need them right away anyway. Might as well. Get them off of there. Clean them up. Now what did I need? PC number 4. That's this guy. Airplane taking off. Which you can probably hear. Although it's not as bad because the window's closed. But yeah. That's a problem with living near the flight path. Near the airport. Am I giving it away where I am? Anybody triangulating my whereabouts right now? Any stalkers out there gonna come and see me and hang around outside my house, wait for me and be like, hey, build my model for me and put it on YouTube. I don't know. Are there model builders out there that get stalkers? I haven't heard of any. I've heard of all kinds of Twitch streamers that have stalkers and shit like that. People who think they're them, you know, just because they saw them on the internet, saw them on Twitch, they think they're their friends. Okay, so this guy, he gets put in this little box here. Okay, just like that. Okay, sits in there like that. And then this guy goes in there. Now they make a point to show you that it's not this particular stump with the holes in it or notches. It's the smooth one that goes in there. Okay. So we do that. Kind of press that in there. Snap. Nice and solid. There we go. Okay. And now we go to the next piece, and that's to put these two guys on. And these guys, they go with, this guy goes like that. Goes on that peg. There's another peg here. And then they go together. So get them lined up. Snap them together like that. And you can clean up that little nub mark there if you feel like it. If you don't like the way that looks, you can clean it up. This is, by the way, the foot. Okay, so just imagine this is inside. Are you seeing any of it? Not really. You don't really see much of any of this stuff at all in the foot. Okay? And that's my point, right? So, with that assembled, we come down here, we need E13. E is the red stuff. This is the E tree. 13 would be the very bottom. That guy there. Now, as I pointed out on the other foot, there's potential for really ugly looking nub marks on the feet. So I'll show you on this guy. I might as well take this off now because I'm going to be needing it soon anyway. Might as well. And his heel also. Heel is actually next. Okay. So, we go back to this part. This is a fairly big piece that it's actually connecting, and it's long. So it's kind of tricky to get in there and cut it off clean. So kind of do that. I've got a pretty big piece still on there. So try and trim that down. You want to do it in such a way that you put as little stress on the plastic as possible when you cut it. I still wound up with a little bit of a mark there. And they didn't do me any favors by putting 2 on this side. But such is life. There we go. Okay. Relatively clean. The heel is not so bad. It comes off. These come off pretty clean and nice. That one didn't though. But they clean up nice, I guess is my point. This one doesn't feel like it's going to be nice. No, I just did a horrible job on there. But that's okay. That's not the end of the world. That side did nice. That came out nice. Now this one, on the other foot, these 2 came off looking really bad. I didn't like it at all, but there was nothing I can do. Just trying to figure out the best way to try and do this one. Let's try that. No, still got a big pink mark there. Big pink mark. There's nothing I can do. I wish there was a better way to do it, but yeah, just big pink marks. Now, of course, I can cover them up with the weathering and stuff, and that's why I'm not like, oh man, this is terrible and I can't clean it up, I can't fix it. It's not the end of the world. If I really felt it was bad, I could find some paint and match the color. If you're one of those people that has the Gundam markers, there's all kinds of colors you can use on those that match them pretty good. So all I'm doing here is just cleaning up my nub marks as best as I can. They're, again, they don't have to be perfect on these pieces, but it'd be nice because they are red and I'd like to hide them as much as I can. Unfortunately, this piece, I'm not going to be able to hide that at all because I did a really bad job of cutting that one. I did a terrible job on that. And there's just nothing I can do. That's just going to be an ugly little part that I can't hide. Okay, so with them all cleaned up, we put this piece on first. And this one kind of hooks in. Okay, there's a kind of little bit of a hook here, and that goes in right in there. So you just kind of have to line it up. As they show you, to tuck this in first, and then snap that in and kind of pull it forward a little bit. Just like that. Okay? Just like that. Now we put the heel on. And the heel is going to line up on these pegs. Just like that. Now fortunately, it is tucked up way up in here. My nasty little mark that I did is up in here. So you're not really going to see it because of its location. I know it's there though, and that sucks. And then we put the top of the foot on, and it just all lines up. Just like this. And again, ugly little mark here, and these are visible. As you can see on this foot here, this one's visible, this one's visible. You can see a tiny little bit there. But if you're going to do any kind of weathering, like this thing's maybe been in battle and stuff like that, or whatever, and you're going to do a little bit of weathering and make it look a bit better, you can tidy those up. You can disguise them under the weathering, and you're good to go. Okay, so there's our bottom and the heel. There's the kind of movement you're going to get on his foot, right? Okay. Next, we go G. That means gold. G for gold. We want 12 and 13 and 22. 12 and 13, 22. Again, these pieces are all undergated, so that's really nice. So we're going to hide all of our nub marks. There we go. Okay. Again, like I showed you on the camera before, these things, looking at this here, it looks like the piece is sticking out, but it's actually attached on this side. Okay? Even though it looks like it's stuck here, it's actually attached just right on the very edge, and actually on this edge here. It's actually attached here. So when I cut it off, showing you this guy, I cut it off like this, the nub is gone and it's not visible from this side at all. And that's the beauty of undergating. I'm still going to clean them up with the knife, but I want to trim them all like this first. Okay. Now, the nice thing about this, again, because they're undergated, it doesn't matter if I scratch the heck out of this side, because this side won't be seen. Now right here where these other two are, they're kind of right on the edge. So I want to be a little careful. I don't want to scratch it too much on these edges. Just enough to make it smooth and hide where that nub was. Other than that, all I'm doing is just making sure it's flush so that it will attach and assemble cleanly. Alright, moving back to this part. Again, I can scratch up this side all I want because it's not going to be seen. But I still just want to be careful. I don't want to go crazy on it, you know. I don't want to gouge out a big chunk. You still want to be careful, you know. Alright. So these two pieces, they go on each side. So all you got to do is kind of match them up how they go. You get this little notch here that faces upwards. So it's just a matter of, am I right about the upwards thing? It goes like this. It's for this side. I had the wrong side. You just line up the holes and on it goes. Like that. Okay? Just line up the holes on this side and on it goes. Just like that. Okay? And then this guy, is going to form the top of the foot, 2 holes, 2 pegs, line them up. That's all you got to do. Just like so. Okay. Moving down. We need another pulley cap, PC1. It's this guy here. Okay. And I need C. I need the C tree. I think that's this guy here. Yes. I need C2, 8, and 9. Here's 2. And 8 and 9. Another plane taken off. All right. Again, I want to clean up this edge with my razor. This edge too. Again, these aren't really seen. These are going to be up here. But even though it is seen, you can see it there. But when this thing is attached and you've got this skirts on, suddenly this funny looking ball is going to be hidden. Which is why it's not that big of a deal that the nubs are seen. You still want to clean them up though. I keep on saying it. I feel like I'm a broken record. So, because I'm starting to feel like a broken record saying the same thing over and over again, I'm going to talk about DCS. You guys heard of DCS? It's also known as Digital Combat Simulator. I've been watching a particular guy on YouTube named Growling Sidewinder, and he is, well, he's fun to watch. If you haven't heard of DCS, Digital Combat Simulator, it's basically a flight simulator with military aircraft. That is now done. And with the military aircraft, it is extreme. It's basically, if you've ever heard of Microsoft Flight Simulator and the realistic nature of what the aircraft and all the controls and everything in the cockpit are like, this takes it the next step, that next level, and it's for military planes. So it is free to download and install. You get like 1 or 2, maybe 3 planes for free to try out. You have to pay for some of the more popular ones, but yeah, it is really interesting. And there's a few guys on YouTube that post videos of them having combats with other guys and stuff like that. So we're going to start a little bit on this part of the leg here. And so we need C3 and 12 and 13 and a couple of poly caps. So here's 12 and 13. Here's 12. For lack of a better term, I'd say this is his knee cap, or maybe it's a shin guard. I don't know. It's a funny piece anyway. And then I need E2, which is another red piece. It's a little bit of a Looks like a hose. Kind of reminiscent of the Zaku's and all their piping that they have. And then we need a couple polycaps. We need PC2. These guys here. There's actually 4 left, but I only need 2. All right, let's clean these up. Now on the other leg, I was cleaning these up like crazy, trying to make them all nice and perfect. And then of course 90% of it gets hidden behind armor, and I realized the futility of my efforts in making it clean, because this part goes up in here. There's not much to see up in there. So maybe it's just a sense of satisfaction knowing you did a good job, you cleaned it up nice. You know you did it. It gives you that satisfaction. You know it's cleaned up. And that if the armor comes off, you're good to go. Okay, so we take number 12 and number 3, and we have it facing this way, and I believe this one goes into a little notch there. Okay, now we take the other side, and this is where our polycaps come into play. They go in here. There's a little notch and a slot. One goes this way, the other goes this way. Okay? And that's very evident in the instructions, and so it won't be too confusing to do. That's one thing I've not encountered with this kit. I have not encountered a spot where it was like, I don't understand what the instructions are trying to tell me. We got this guy, fits in there nice and easy into that little slot, just like that. Nice and easy. And now we put them together. And if you've done everything right, it should go together nicely. And this can bend. Yeehaw. Just like that. Okay? Next, we need PC3. This guy here. Okay. And we need C, 10, and 11. Looks like these two here. Okay. Clean these guys up. Even though there's like, I'm probably not going to see it if I leave that little nub on there, I still want it cleaned up. That's just the way I am. I want it clean. Okay, so we start off by putting a polycap in here. Notch goes in like that. If you've done it right, it fits in nice and tight. Okay. If you haven't done it right, then it doesn't fit tight. Just double checking, because I'm not convinced I've done it right, but I think I have. Okay, so now this goes in, and it goes at the top, so you can have it the wrong way. You don't want to do it the wrong way, so go like this, and this should be facing this direction. Push that in, and now we just take the other side, match it all up, just like that. Okay, and now you've got another joint. All right, moving on down. Well, we're moving on down. Now we're going to get A, 18 and 19. So let's grab our A tree. If I remember correctly from the other leg, these parts are silver colored. There's 18 and there's 19. There's 18. And 19 is the shorter one. Okay, so remember that. If you take them off at the same time like I just did, remember that. 19 is the shorter one. That will come into play in a minute. Don't need number 19 just yet. We will, but not quite at this moment. Okay, so I need to get PC number 7 polycap. That is this guy here. Go. And we need C, 6 and 7. C, 6 and 7. And I'm going to need C number 1. That's this little tube looking thing here. Okay. Cleaning time. Do I need to clean? Yes. See, really? I thought you didn't have to clean these up at all. Well, I didn't say you don't have to clean them up at all. It's not what I said. Okay, so we're going to take polycap, and it's going to go in here like this. Now it only fits one way. Put the little notch to line it up there so it sits like that. Okay, and then we're going to take number 18 and it goes in here like so. Okay, and then we put the other side on it. Put it all together just like that. Okay, now we're going to clean up our little pipe here. Clean up our little nub marks as best we can. Perfect. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this guy here. See, there's a little slot in the one end of this, and that matches up with this guy just like that. And then it goes on here. doink. And you get to choose which side you want to have that notch. I chose towards the inside. Okay. We do that. Now we're going to assemble these three pieces. C5. Right there. We're going to need C4. Not to blow anything up, so don't get me wrong. We're going to need C4 in a minute. But I need A12 and A16. A12 is this funny looking little piece here. And then A16, this guy here. All right. The nature of silver parts, you can't really clean the nub marks on them, because when you cut the plastic, something about it makes it a dark spot on there, and I haven't figured out a solution. There's nothing I've discovered other than painting it to get that shiny silvery color back. I've tried cutting the plastic with a knife to see if it would retain the silvery color. Doesn't. If I had a bigger Gundam fan base, I would ask you guys, what would you recommend for retaining the silver color when you remove a piece off of the sprue? Okay, so we're going to take this guy here the right way around. We're going to take this piece with this little notch facing outwards here, and we're going to line up our holes here and here and put them in there, just like that. Okay, now I could have put this piece on first and lined that up, because it goes into that notch, snaps in just like that. Doesn't make any difference whether you do it first or you do it afterwards. Then we're going to take this guy that we just finished building, and he goes down at the bottom here. Kind of get him started. And then our little shock goes in up here. Just like that. And now we put the other half on, which I already took off, all ready to go. And we squish everything together, especially at the bottom here. Make sure that's nice and tight. And we've got a pivot point. We've got our little shock. Right? Isn't that cool how that works? And then this guy should have a little bit of movement. Okay. All right. Moving on, next page. Now I already did the right leg, so we're going to skip down these two to the left leg. Okay. And so we need to start off with G29. G, of course, is gold. We need 29, this little guy here. And then we need A14. This little guy here. solves that. And let's clean these up. Again, these are undergated, so I have to take these little nub marks off. Whoops. See, my chat is chatty as usual. Of course, I probably got like 2 people watching me. That's why I rely on my YouTube and not my Twitch. Although I do have almost 50 followers on Twitch, I'm up to 45 now. So I am on my way to being affiliate. Okay, so it's pretty straightforward. These two go together just like that. Just line up those little pegs to that hole, to those holes, and press them together just like that. Okay, now we got to take B31. B 31. I might as well take 30 off of here too, because it's just simply the other side. We'll do 31 first, and we'll put 30 over there. Again, it is kind of a shame that they put all this detail here and it all kind of gets hidden. But I suppose if you're the kind of person you're going to do some kind of a diorama or something like that of battle, or you know, maybe this guy is been all but destroyed and he's been abandoned, that kind of thing. He's got armor pieces that have been blown off of him and stuff like that. You can have the armor off and then you've got the detail under there. It's possible. So yeah, okay, so we take this piece and we're going to take this guy and he's going to go in right here, right there. Okay, and then we're going to take this, and with this facing this direction, it lines up. It's kind of tricky. I found it a little bit tricky, but where this guy lines up, it goes inside that notch like this. It took me a little bit on the other leg to figure that out, because it's so much of this stuff moves around and it looks like you're supposed to be able to move it, but it's actually not. It stays solid there. Okay, so we have that together. Now we move on to the other page, and that's where we have this, and we take this and we put it in like this. Okay, put that on there, fit that on just like this, and now we put this side on, but I gotta clean this up first. All right. So you have this, making sure it's the right orientation, otherwise your holes won't line up. Okay? And that's the important part, right? Just like that. Press together, and now we've got a dual action knee. Like this. And like this. Okay. So I always find it so cool how this will, you know, Bandai's engineering, they make things bend just automatically. Anyway, that is that. Okay, so we got a few more pieces here. So we need, back to our G, the golden tree. Back to the golden tree. We need 9, 10, and 11. 9, 10, and 11. I feel like I'm missing a couple of pieces. I think I've missed a step or two in jumping down to the left leg. In fact, I know I've skipped a step. That's okay. I can very easily go back to it because I know what pieces I need to add. So we'll get to these in a moment. I need to grab some pieces off of the red tree. Okay? And those pieces, see, we're still on step 7, but we're on the right leg, and they're not showing it on the left leg. So, yeah. So we need to go, I need a couple more pieces off the G tree. 18, 19, and 27. It's these little fins. Big fin. Okay. So let's clean these up. Again, undergated. Awesome. Another plane taken off. Okay, let's clean these up. Isn't that what you were doing? Yes, but I was just removing the big nubs. Now I'm cleaning the nubs. So that we get a nice flush finish when we try to assemble it. I have a feeling I'm not going to get to assemble the waist tonight. So that would mean we don't get to finish tonight. We'll have to finish tomorrow. Because the waist is pretty much all we've got left to do after this. To put the legs actually on the body. And that's what I was kind of debating tonight. Did I want to do the waist first and start the legs? Or did I just want to do the legs and do the waist after, right? It doesn't really matter. The only thing, I can't show you guys how the legs attach until the waist is done. That's the only problem with doing it that way. So what I've chosen to do is do the legs first and do the waist after, and by doing so you don't get to see it. It takes me a little longer, and that's just kind of the way it is. Okay, so we have, they don't tell me any specific order for these three pieces, but it doesn't really matter too much. So this guy goes in down here, and you can kind of, if you can't figure out how it's supposed to line up here, you can tell there's this little fin here that goes right in the middle of it, and so you can kind of line it up on there, and if that's going to line up, you know it's going to snap in. Once you hear a little bit of a snap, you've got it. Now you've got some movement on it. It will flap in and out like that. Okay? And then we have our fins. And the fins go kind of towards the front. And they attach. The top one attaches here. There's a peg and there's a hole in there. Here you have a hole and a peg. And so you just line those up. Once you have them lined up, you're good. For the first one, you have this going across because it's going to attach to the other fin. So just kind of line it up here and make sure it's going to line up there, just like that. And we've got our fins attached now. Okay. And now we're going to get ready to attach these other three, but we need a few red pieces first. Okay, so we need E8. Where'd my red ones go? E8 is this little guy here. E8, there we go. Just gonna scrape off the edges so it's a nice fit. Okay, and he goes, you look for the little rectangle, find it on the side, you'll find it. It's not here, it's here. And that's where he goes. If you have him turned around the wrong way, it'll be a loose fit. You turn him around the right way, it's a snug fit. And that's how you can tell that it's going to be, you have it the right way around. But we're not quite done. We need another piece that's going to go on this side. And that's E7. That's this guy here. I spent a lot of time on the other leg trying to clean up these nub marks and get them disappeared, and after assembling it didn't matter at all whether they were showing or not. So he goes on here and he kind of just slides up just like that. Okay, and now I put on other pieces. F2 is this one. Goes on this side. Oh, how does it go? How does it go? Well, it's supposed to go like this. I actually have the wrong pieces here. Those are not F2. I need F2. But, you know what? I'm going to flip the page. I'm going to flip the page. I gotta clean dump all my little giblets here first. Now I've got the right part numbers. I need F7 and F6. Bing and bang. Okay. One thing I will say, I have noticed that my skills at building Gundam kits has improved since the first 2 or 3 that I assembled. How do I know that it's improved? I don't have nubs flying across my room when I remove them. I used to have nubs when I would take them off the part with the nippers. They would go, I'd go snip and they'd go pew, and they're gone. And I was finding tiny little nubs all over the place because they'd fly away. Okay, so as I was trying to say, when I had the wrong piece, this goes on here like this, and of course our little red piece goes right in that little hole, so that's a perfect way to figure out if you got it lined up or not, just like that. And in similar fashion on the other side. Just like that. Okay? Now, one thing we neglected was these 2 upper pieces, so I have to actually go back because they were supposed to go on up here. Okay? Along with this guy. This poor guy, he was supposed to get locked in up top here. But we're going to do that in a minute. These 2 go on each side. Now they only go in one way. Now as I discovered, you have to put the 2 sides on. They don't tell you this, but you have to put the sides on first. Okay, get them lined up, they snap together, that's really nice. You have to put them on first because they've got 2 little pegs that this gets lined up with and locks them together, like that. And if you put this on first, you can't put them together. So, once that's all done, now we put this in, and that'll snap in. No, it won't, didn't snap at all. To make a liar out of me. That's okay though. Alright. So, now we go back. We're almost done here. We have our 2 pieces on the sides. Now, we need G24. That's this guy here. I believe it's his kneecap. G24, yes, goes right here. Line up the 2 pegs with the holes, just like that. Then we put his foot on. Remember, we built his foot already? It goes in the bottom here. Snaps in. Nice snap. And there's a leg. And there's the other leg. And those are the legs. Ta-da-da. Legs are done. Just like that. Of course, I have this one backwards. Let's do that. There we go. I don't know which one's left and right anymore. We want the vents towards the outside, which means this is backwards. Now you can either turn it around or you can flip it over. It doesn't make any difference. But I have the lefts and rights backwards, so goes like that. Actually, fins go to the front, so this one's backwards. There we go. Confused myself a little bit there. There we go. Her legs are done. Do-do-do. Do-do-do. Yes. What's next? Next is the waist. Okay. So as you can see, he is coming together slowly. Make him sideways here. He is coming together. This is going to be somewhere, something like that. Right? We have a whole waist unit that's going to be assembled, and then we've got a backpack to build as well. So that'll be it. So next time we're going to do the waist. Yes, we'll do the waist next time. And yeah, call it quits for now. And yeah. So if you guys like my stuff, if you like my videos, then please hit the like button down below. And check out my links that I have down in the description box. You can check out my Instagram, my Twitter, all that good stuff. On my Instagram in particular, I post pictures of all the stuff that I've built. And so you can kind of look through those if you want, if you have any interest in it. If you don't, then don't do it. It's as simple as that. Yeah, but I do want to thank you guys for watching, and thank you for subscribing. It really helps me out a lot. Hitting that like button, that helps the whole YouTube algorithm. And if you haven't done it already, then please subscribe. I really appreciate that. And yeah, so we're gonna end it here for now, guys. And we're gonna go. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully, and we'll get on the waist and working on those. Working on getting those done, and then off to another project. But I'll keep you guys in the dark a little bit for that. Kind of a hint I gave you a little bit earlier about DCS. Give you an idea of what's going to be coming up next. But anyway, we'll leave it at that for now. And thanks for watching. And thanks for coming out. And we'll see you all in the next one.